Yeah, I'm Fred Whitehead, and I've been involved in all of this for 35 years. And my part of this presentation is written out, and I'm only going to read a very small part of it because of lack of time. But there is a plan, I'm not sure how far it's advanced, to compile the original research that's being presented here in a book, which is the reason why I wrote down my part of it, so that eventually, if that happens, there will be a text available. I do want to make a couple of brief introductions. Steve Schmidt, Steve, stand up if you would, came from California. He and I made a film in 1979, 1981, called John Brown in Kansas, which is an interview with the novelist Truman Nelson. So I do have flyers for that film over on the desk, on the table there. It's available on DVD. The other thing I wanted to say is there's a painting here of John Brown, just right over here. It was done by an artist named Harlan Bonner, who lives in Noster, Missouri, who actually worked as a computer person in City Hall here for 20 years. But he retired and moved back to Noster, and he's done a lot of paintings on historical themes and so on. So I do invite you to kind of have a look at this painting, which is very detailed. And I want to say something about the nature of the painting. It's a panel painting. And in the 19th century, historical panel paintings were very common. And in the magazines, there would be panels of different events, say, around a person and so on. So anyway, have a look at that painting. My paper deals with the struggle to save the Quindaro site, 1982 to 1989. And we've all gotten some reference to the proposal for a landfill, which was announced in late 1982. And this provoked a response from the community, protests and so on. And I just want to read part of one paragraph about the beginning of my own involvement. On January 21st, 1983, there was a hearing before the City Planning Commission attended by scores of Quindaro residents. I wrote a letter opposing the landfill, emphasizing the unusual historic significance of the site, with the statue of John Brown there, the first monument to the abolitionist hero in the world. Quindaro Cemetery was there. I spoke at the hearing and stated that on that very evening I was to help teach a course at the KCK Community College. And I hate to have to tell my students the city government did not care about preserving its own history. A few days later, I was given a verbal message relayed from Dr. Pat Carruthers, an administrator at the college who was on the planning commission, advising me not to refer to my connection to the college when I was involved with controversial issues. I told the person who relayed the message to give my reply that I would take my stand on the guarantee of freedom of speech in the United States Constitution, and that my reply should be given to Dr. Carruthers. Surprised and perhaps alarmed at my reply, she asked if I really wanted that to be passed on. I said emphatically, yes. That encounter, in retrospect, somehow set the tone for a great deal that ensued over nearly a decade. So the Planning Commission voted to oppose it. The City Council voted to proceed. And due credit must be given to Jesse Hope and others with Concerned Citizens for Old Quindaro, because they were a neighborhood organization. And there's represented here in one of the exhibits. And they filed this lawsuit to stop the landfill. And this lawsuit, I advised Jesse that was a great idea, but we couldn't depend on the courts. And what happened was it went all the way through the Kansas court system, and the Kansas Supreme Court found against a suit. I said, don't worry about it, Jesse, we still are going to fight it on. And then we had the excavations, which revealed, as we've seen, the foundations of the original town. And that, as Larry Schmidt rightly observes, provoked a tremendous amount of publicity, including a large story in the New York Times. So this galvanized the community to continue opposing the landfill and in favor of preservation. We formed an organization called the Quindaro Town Preservation Society, which met every week for several years in the Vernon Multi-Purpose Center. We issued a Quindaro Declaration which opposed the landfill and actually proposed that the site become a National Historic Landmark. So you can imagine that, you know, all these years, and we never dreamed that we would be so successful. But anyway, the point of it was there were continuous protests at the city council and so forth that literally went on for years. And the Quindaro Town Preservation Society put together a slide program with a script, which we showed all over the metro area. And this had the effect of educating the public about what was here. So when it came in the fall of 1989, the archaeological excavations were declared completed, though they had not been completed. And the city announced they were going to proceed. Well, we issued quietly the word that we were prepared to sit down in front of the bulldozer. And what happened was people began showing up at the site, and they were camping out in the field next to the Brown Lashley house. Hundreds of people were milling around and setting up tents and so on. And that suddenly the city reversed its course, and there were also state laws that were coming into effect to prevent a landfill close to a river. So between the state law and this kind of community resistance, nonviolent community resistance, we were successful in stopping the landfill. So that's the essential story in my paper. The story has gone on for more decades until we reach the present moment of apparent success. Thank you.